What is going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You'll return to subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back. And I do appreciate the support. Couldn't get my hat straight, but let's keep it moving. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not funny, but I just got to show you this. Boom. See this dude up here? Lord have mercy. Jeez. This guy right here is RichardK.Cox, 58 years old, from Arlington County, Virginia. Shout out Arlington County. This guy was arrested December 6th, and it just made news because they think there's more victims out there from his indecent exposures. Ladies and gentlemen, this man, RichardK.Cox, who identifies as a woman, has been locked up with multiple counts of indecent exposure. And he's also a registered offender. We'll leave it at that. I'm going to let you look at this story, and I'm going to come back and say a few things. It might not be kind, but shit, it got to be said. Let's go.
Developing tonight, a Virginia sex offender under arrest accused of indecent exposures at gyms and schools. Here's Shamari Stone.
Tonight, 58-year-old RichardK.Cox, who according to court documents identifies as a woman, is in jail without bond. Arlington County Police arrested Cox last year for allegedly exposing themselves in the presence of an adult and two children at the Barcroft Sports and Fitness Center. Police say RichardK.Cox, shown in this arrest photo, is a registered sex offender, and after the arrest, they continue to investigate, saying it brought them here to Washington Liberty High School, the school that has a pool that is also open to the public. Children and adults swim here, use locker rooms, and Arlington Public Schools manages the facility. Police say last October, RichardK.Cox, who identifies as a woman, used the woman's locker room. Detectives say a victim reported seeing Cox expose genitals. Cox faces several charges, including indecent exposure, loitering near a school, and being a sex offender on school property. Tonight, we exclusively spoke to two women who say they've seen RichardK.Cox in the woman's locker room.
He was coming out of the women's locker room when I was going into the women's locker room, and I remember looking at him saying, "Why is there a guy coming out of the women's locker room?" We were told that they're allowed to use the locker room if they're transgender, and that sometimes homeless are allowed to take showers.
Are you surprised that the suspect is accused of showing his genitals and he identifies, according to court documents, as a woman?
Yeah, I didn't think any of that was legit, to be honest. He just looked like a dude who'd walked into the women's locker room, and I'm
Looked
like
a man?
Yeah. I was like, I wasn't comfy.
This person was clearly a man abusing the rules and refused to use the family locker room. Instead, sat in our locker room naked and watched us getting dressed and undressed.
You're now looking at a picture of Washington Liberty High School, which is located near the pool. Arlington Public School Superintendent sent a letter home saying, in part, the incidents did not occur during school hours. The school and pool entrances are separate, and that Arlington Public Schools banned Cox when they found out that he was a registered sex offender. Meanwhile, again, RichardK.Cox remains in jail, and police want to hear from you. If you have any information about RichardK.Cox, give them a call. Now, you can read the school superintendent's full letter that was sent out on our website, fox5dc.com, or on the Fox local app for smart TVs and smartphones. In Arlington, Virginia, I'm Shamari Stone. Back to you.
Shamari, thank you.
Guys, that's the story of this guy, RichardK.Cox. Ain't that a bitch? And like playing with his cock in front of people. This guy right here, ladies and gentlemen, said he entered a woman's locker room during the investigation, which prompted him to go to a high school to see if he had did some crap over there, a children's school. Luckily, there were no children in West Liberty High School. On October 21st, when the incident occurred, the victims reported seeing Cox exposing himself in the women's locker room around 6:45 p.m. before they left. Trifling. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It's weirdos all over. And you see them a lot. This is when you can tell you got a weirdo, right? As a man, ain't no man going to admit this, so we'll just keep this between ourselves. I'll put myself out there and tell you that this happened to me multiple times. Say you going somewhere and you in a public restroom with a lot of urinals, and you get somebody come up and pee next to you when there's a whole lot of urinals. That's freak shit. That'll set me off. Or they get next to you and they go to the urinal instead of, like, we had them blinders, like, not the blinder part off the wall, but like, the urinal has a little cave part where, like, you can move up to it. They'll sit back behind you, like from a distance, and they'll urinate like real far away from it as if they want you to look back and see them. It's a lot of freak ass dudes out here. I'm gonna tell you another story. I was in YMCA in Houston one time. I ain't gonna tell you which one it was, but I was in a YMCA and I was in a locker room, changing out my gym clothes after working out, and I hear all of this scurrying and, like, men know when it's a fight. So I hurry up, put my clothes on, I go around the corner, and it's on my way out, and this naked dude is getting mollywopped. Come to find out, next time I went over there, I was cool with some of the people. They like, yo, you heard what happened? I said, what? They was like, man, a dude was in the locker room exposing himself to people, and he did it to this dude, and the guy mollywopped him. Things are what they are. This guy right here, nasty as hell looking. He looked like, I don't know if y'all ever seen Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail, when the guy went in there and grabbed the cup that he thought Jesus Christ drank out of, and the cups was cursed. When he drank out the thing, he started to age real fast and his hair came out, and he put his hands on a woman and he was like a skeleton. That's how he looked. It's always the sickest, nastiest human beings doing the most craziest stuff. You run around pulling your dick out in front of people, identifying as a woman, going in the woman's locker room. Come on, man. Come on. And I ain't got no problem against somebody that's trans or anything like that. People do what you do and like what you like. But I mean, come on, man. This opens the door for a lot of crazy stuff. And you're seeing it in today's society. This dude need to walk his bum ass right to the gallows right now. I told you, incarceration and all of that do not fix horny. It don't fix stupid. And it damn sure don't fix perverse. Dudes like this, the urge for them to do that is so great. They'll like just throw the chicken bones out and hope that the voodoo stick on somebody. It's a crazy world out here, y'all. For real, it is. This guy, like the lady said he identified as a woman. Lady said, no, he was a dude with his dick out. That was a dude. He looked like a dude. It's crazy. Nowadays, you could say you're something other than you're not. And people are supposed to ride with it. I know jobs. Thank God I don't work for nobody. I know jobs where you can get fired if somebody is in there and they identify as a man or a woman and you don't call them what God made them. They'll report your ass to HR and you'll get fired. I've seen it before. What is the world coming to, man? You can be whoever you want to be in your own head, in your own mind. But when you're in a professional atmosphere, nobody should be able to play the charade with you. And that ain't got nothing to do with anybody. That's just common sense. It is. Man, the world is a messed up place where this guy can be in the locker room with women. I want you to think about that. Another thing is this. People that do this type of exposure stuff, they get off on the reaction of the person seeing them exposing themselves. How sick is that? You can't fix that. Ain't no therapy out there, a psychiatric drug or psychotropic drug that can fix that. There are people that are just generally fucked up in the head and they don't care if they get caught or not, because that little indecent exposure charge and loitering near a school ain't going to do anything for him. This guy is a registered sex offender and he's still doing perverse sexual shit. Get him the fuck out of here. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.